السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وإمام المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته to all of you, and Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem to all of you. I pray Allah accept this next 30 days of fasting and prayer from us all, inshallah. What I would like to do during this month of Ramadan, as far as Allah allows me to, is to read out maybe after Maghrib or perhaps just slightly before Maghrib each day, time permitting, from a lovely little work called Contemplating the Quran, or in Arabic, Irshad ذوي الألباب لتدبر خير الكتاب, which is a thematic 30-part commentary on the Noble Quran, written in Arabic by Shaykh Ahmed Sa'ad al-Azhari, and which that I and my daughter Noor rendered into English. It's a series of 30 short meditations on each juz of Quran, so I hope that it is something that will be a companion for you through this month, inshallah. Without any further ado, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam wa ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Part 1, so the first juz. The theme, the surahs are al-Fatiha and al-Baqarah. The theme is the objectives of the divine message and the dispositions of those addressed. The Holy Quran is a book of pure guidance that has been revealed to rectify all affairs. In pursuit of this critical aim, it spares no effort in providing every type of direction and in removing every possible obstacle. The verses of al-Fatiha demonstrate this clearly. The chapter is a conversation with God, held on the tongue of its reciter, who presents praise and laudation whilst witnessing the reality of submission in God's very presence. His intimate discourse continues with seeking guidance upon the straight path, that clear path trodden by the righteous in every land and age, and seeking protection from the ways of temptation, the ways of the misguided who sought the truth but did not take the proper means and hence could not find it, and those who have incurred wrath upon themselves, the obstinate who willfully opposed Allah and His Messenger. Surah al-Baqarah expounds on this foundational aim of the Quran as it discusses the message and those addressed by it, laying out their backgrounds and attitudes. In like manner, it surveys the Quran's distinguishing features in terms of law and beliefs as relating to individuals, societies, and the world in its entirety, before concluding with mention of the measures that may be taken by one who has committed an error in adherence to the message. The message is one of truth, into which neither doubt nor uncertainty enter, held within a book whose meanings cannot be encompassed by the intellect of man. يعني ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. The intelligent person believes in the reality of it being from Allah, taking from it that which he is able to grasp, while submitting to the Lord of the worlds and acknowledging his complete inability to encompass all within it, for that which is concealed from us is vaster than that which has been uncovered, hence Alif Lam Mim. Nonetheless, the way people adopt it varies according to their states. There are the successful ones who answer its call and derive benefit from it. And that's chapters 3 to 5 of Surah al-Baqarah, namely الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون, and so forth. There are those who shut their hearts, hearing and sight, such that nothing of its light reaches or avails them. Hence, إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. And then there are the hypocrites, who hide their disbelief and manifest otherwise. Due to the danger they pose, the Quran explicates their characteristics in fully 13 verses, and those are verses 8 to 20. Some of these are mockery, falsehood, faithlessness, spreading corruption, and harbouring sickness of the heart. In elucidation of their characteristics, the chapter sets forth for us two parables which emphasize the ugliness of their state and confirm that they get nothing from their actions except harm, just as a person who makes a fire in a dark night gets nothing except ashes after its flames and light are gone. Thereafter, the verses call upon man to worship Allah alone and to fulfill the right of their Creator. The chapter proceeds to introduce several obstacles that prevent people from reaching, accepting and benefiting from the divine message. The first of these impediments is claiming knowledge independent of God. All knowledge and instruction that does not proceed from submission to Allah corrupts the heart of man and afflicts it with arrogance. Reading and teaching must be in the name of Allah. If not, their harm is tremendous. The second obstacle is the devil, whose arrogance and delusions of grandeur prevented him from responding to the command of God and prostrating to Adam. Hence, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Amongst the many impediments that hinder man's guidance are the breaking of promises and distortion of words from their places, cloaking falsehood in the garb of truth, obeying lowly desires in exchange for guidance, contentment with ephemeral gain, overweening human greed, discontentment with one's allotted share, ingratitude at favours and evasion of laws, and disputation, as demonstrated in the story of the heifer, from which the surah gets its name, alBaqarah, the cow, or the heifer. And those characteristics are verses 40 to 43, 61 and 65. Worship of the heifer is an ancient practice that has occurred throughout human history, with even the ancient Egyptians and Assyrians taking the calf as an idol. Yet till today, some still take the heifer as an object of worship in place of God. Despite the verses that discuss this issue being few in number, verses 67 to 73, they nonetheless serve to proffer two important lessons. Firstly, they remove the image of sanctity that surrounds the heifer in the minds of some people. Secondly, they impart a lesson to believers. Do not make matters difficult for yourselves through incessant questioning. The children of Israel had been commanded to sacrifice a heifer, but they were stubborn, persistently seeking further details despite the clarity of the original command. As a result, the specifications were increased so much that it made searching for a suitable one an extremely difficult task. Hence their argumentation only made this clear and simple command burdensome for them. Other great obstacles that hinder guidance are arrogation of oneself over others and a sense of entitlement to the truth, for example, verses 111 to 113. Likewise, envy and hatred, which lead to rejecting truth unless it comes from anyone other than oneself, like verses 105 to 109. Given that this message is a means to guidance, it is incumbent upon parents to counsel their children to preserve and hold fast to it, just as Abraham counselled his son, and Jacob his successors, that those who come after may be connected to those who came before, and that those who follow may take from those who precede. In this way, the caravan of light and guidance will continue upon the earth until the day of resurrection. Verses 132 to 137. I hope this is something that will help you to understand the first juz of Quran as you read it either in Taraweeh or you read it by yourselves tonight and over the next day. Inshallah, we'll meet again tomorrow with a thematic approach to the second juz of Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May Allah accept it from you and from us.